I'm Megan.
And I'm Tony.
And we're going to give some advice for incoming freshmen in college.
Start off with the first thing that you do when coming to college, moving into the dorms.
First thing is packing. Make sure you just don't do it the night before. Prepare.
I would suggest going to a kind of like a home goods, somewhere where you can get cheap but efficient, like cooking ware.
Next thing we're going to talk about is roommates. So either you can choose your roommate, or sometimes the school chooses for you. It just depends on which university or college you go to. From my experience, I decided not to choose my roommate.
Same here.
Yeah, so what I did was do this roommate matchmaking site. OSU has this really cool one where you get to like meet people like based off your major or just whatever you want, or if you just want a random roommate. So it ended up working out for me. I really loved my roommate.
And if you didn't have one of those matchmaking things like I did my freshman year, went to a different college, don't be afraid to meet your new roommate. They could be really cool. If they're not and you just don't get along, that's not a big deal. No one is telling you you have to be in that specific dorm, especially if you have a friend that lives in an apartment and they're okay with you staying there just until you get a new roommate in a different dorm. All colleges have a thing where you can ask to be moved to a different dorm, especially if your roommate is having problems.
Also set up ground rules. I mean, I know it sounds boring, but seriously, that helps so much because that really establishes your relationship with your roommate. Know your boundaries and respect your roommate's boundaries too. Don't say, oh, it's my room too. I could bring friends over at midnight if I want to. No, ask your roommate beforehand. Let your roommate know. Communication is key when it
Why does it look like I have a Hitler mustache right now? I have a full mustache, I swear. I don't know why it's showing up like that. See? Right there.
Full mustache. Also, a lot of guys in college will want to grow their facial hair because No Shave November is a thing. So
beards are awesome, especially in cold weather.
Especially the Pacific Northwest with the whole lumber sexual look.
Speaking of sexual, you are in a relationship with someone, guys or girls, it doesn't matter who this applies to, and your roommate isn't, or both of you are, please, if one of them is coming over and one of them is staying the night, tell your roommate ahead of time.
Yes.
Because they might not be okay with that. And if you're doing anything other than sleeping with them, put a sock on the door or a text or something.
Exactly. Don't be afraid of that too. Like, text your roommate. Let them know. Have a signal. Like, if you have like a board or something, like write a heart or like a winky face or something. Like, have a code.
Because if you walk in on that, you will not be able to look at your roommate the same the rest of the school year.
The dorms are like the hub of getting sick. Everyone is with the same area. It's like a petri dish, as my roommate would say. My airborne will be your best friend. Definitely gets lots of rest. I know it's college. It's kind of hard too, but...
Also, when it comes to the new student things, don't be afraid to go to them every now and then.
Yeah.
It's a great way of making new friends. Go to them all the time, especially on weekends, because more than likely the people that are good to talk to, the ones that aren't necessarily socially awkward. I'm sorry if this offends anyone. They're likely not going to be at those. They're going to be at fraternities or house parties or something like that.
Kind of like this icebreaker thing. I mean, I didn't really think much about it back then, but thinking back, like, that has helped me a lot because you make friends within class, other organizations, all that stuff. That brings us to getting involved within campus. So do what makes you feel happy, what you're interested in, because it's your college experience. Like, don't rely on your friends to tell you what to do.
Yeah, most universities that I've seen do have clubs that fit basically every major. Not be a specific, like, we're both graphic design. I don't think there's a specific graphic design club at OSU, but there's stuff that tie into it. Like, we're part of an online fashion magazine, Damn Chic, that's student run here, and that can help us with our majors. Don't look at something and then people go, oh, it's lame. Or if it's something that you wind up enjoying, don't care what other people think about it.
Exactly.
So the next subject we're going to touch on is studying. And one thing you will realize about studying in college is that it is a lot harder than high school.
Yeah.
You can't do the same things that got you A's and B's in in high school, you'll be lucky sometimes to even get a study guide because professors aren't required to do that. That's their choice. Beginning of every class, unless you're an engineering student, sorry.
Or a science major too, depending which science major you are.
Yeah. Always begins with a thing called syllabus day or syllabus week, but I just call it day because you only talk about the syllabus for a day.
So basically what that is they just talk about just the syllabus. You don't really do that much your first day, but it's really good to just get started and know the class. Also in high school, what's the difference between high school and college is you have to pay attention to the syllabus in high school because that will make or break you. There will be professors won't tell you, hey, remember to turn in your homework, or remember this test is coming up. No, they're going to expect you to know it, expect you to read the syllabus.
One great thing to do that has helped me out so much, especially terms where you're taking 16 to 19 credits, is get an app off of the App Store, whether you have Google Play or Apple, that will send a notification to you every time something is due, whether you put it in manually or some schools even provide apps like OSU has Canvas, and they just Canvas has a new thing where they will send you a notification if an assignment is due, but that of course relies on the professor. Sometimes professors don't understand how those things work and they forget to put things in, and then you're left to blame because you didn't do an assignment because you didn't get the notification.
Exactly, yeah. But also Canvas has this thing where if there's a to-do list, so always look on that too, regardless of getting an email or not.
Whether it's Canvas or not.
Or whether it's Canvas or not, always have a to-do list. You make your own to-do list because that's going to help you utilize your calendars, whether it's a physical calendar or one on your phone.
I know a lot of high schools, especially mine, hate anything electronic for whatever reason, but don't worry, in college, electronics are a lot of times even encouraged. I personally would encourage you bringing your laptop. Depending on who you are, that might encourage you to be distracted in a class. But if you're actually engaged and you're actually passionate about what is being taught in class and you're actually enjoying what is being taught, you won't be distracted. You might go on Facebook for a couple seconds. I admit it, I do it, but it's not going to distract you enough to where it takes your grade from an A to a C. And the reason I suggest to bring a laptop to class is because some professors actually talk very quickly and go through notes very quickly, and depending on how fast you are at writing, bringing a simple notepad and a pencil might not be good enough. So one thing I suggest is getting your typing speed up a little bit, because that will really help, and you can save notes to your laptop so you won't be rummaging through notes in a book or folders looking for it, where did I put it? It'll be on your laptop in a folder somewhere. And with that, I'd say definitely save your documents before you bring up notes. And call it something that you'll know what it is, and repeatedly save. It might seem a little bit as overkill, but I actually click the save button after every bullet of notes that I take.
If you have to print out your own syllabus, I'd rather not print out my syllabus. I would rather leave it up on my laptop. What I have on my desktop is like a note. I have an OSU folder that I put each of my subjects for the term. So I go like, say, fall term 2015, I'll put all my classes, and then if I have like assignment for them, I like type it out or whatever and put it within that folder along with my syllabus and everything that I might need for that class on my documents. If it's a physical document, they pass out the syllabus and I'll have it on my bulletin board, or I would put it in a folder and like make sure that folder is like somewhere I can always find it.
So, if you don't like coffee, you're gonna have a hard time because it will be your best friend if you at least try it. If you don't like regular coffee, I would try something sweet like a mocha or a white mocha. Trust me, anywhere there's a college, there will be like 10 coffee shops.
Exactly. And actually, coming from a former non-coffee drinker, I drink coffee now because of college. So my favorite drink is a dirty chai. So it's just like a chai tea with a couple shots of espresso, and it's really good. You can also add vanilla flavor. I prefer like it plain, but if you want something else, add vanilla, hazelnut, whatever. Yeah, that's a good starter coffee drink before you go into like heavy duty stuff, I guess.
Just got an email. I just got a message from one mutual friend. Hi dear, how are you today?
He doesn't know who this person is.
It has one mutual friend that I haven't talked to in like 5 years. Alright.
Awkward.
So my top list is about to get a little bigger.
That's the part you've probably been waiting for, is the drinking and partying aspect. Yay!
I'm gonna have to cut up the part where I'm smoking. Jasmine Colson's jersey short. It's the Italian in me.
So, anyway, it's something that does happen in college. College parties are definitely fun and bigger to me. I don't
They're
know.
bigger.
But regardless of the whole freedom of college, definitely recommend for safety is to go with a group of people and also tell at least someone. It doesn't have to be your parents, but tell someone where you're going. It could be your roommate, it could be your neighbor across the hall, it could be another friend that's not going to party. But definitely tell someone where you're going, because you never know what goes down.
It's pretty common knowledge to not drink and drive. You know it's dangerous, you know it's wrong, but even if you're not driving at all, if you're walking to the party, it's good to assign a sober bro or sober sister, as what it's called here, probably other places too, that will maybe drink, but not to the point where they're completely hammered to where they can't function. And going back to the driving aspect, if you live too far away from the party to where you have to drive, but you want to drink, I would suggest parking your car somewhere where you know you can park it overnight and have it there all day, where it's free parking, no matter what, there's no policy on it, and downloading either Uber or finding a taxi, or maybe calling a friend that you know is sober and awake, and getting a ride home, because do not risk it. Even if you are telling yourself and you have driven drunk before and thought that, oh well, I did it this couple times, I know I can do it. Do not risk it at all.
I know it's freshman year and everything, you think about partying and drinking and everything, but definitely know your limits. Don't try to test your limits. So don't go in taking 5 shots and drinking all these different drinks. Just don't go overboard. Don't try to drink to get drunk. Don't try to drink to get blacked out. Especially if you're a female too. Very scary, very, very dangerous.
Also, I want to point something out. We're not condoning underage drinking.
Yeah.
We just know a lot of you are eventually going to do it. So we're giving tips to kind of help you along to not screw up. Condoms.
Girls, guys, carry condoms. You don't want to get pregnant or STD.
So that concludes this video of tips to college freshmen.
So, overall, just enjoy your college experience, have fun with it. I know it sounds cheesy, but it goes by really fast. Get the most out of it, and just have fun, study. You're there for studying. Get the degree.
And kick ass. Bye, everyone.